Dad, I found this in the drawer while I was looking for batteries. It's ancient. The paper's all yellow. Is this from, like, the dinosaurs? This receipt says a movie ticket was $3 and a candy bar was 50 cents. Was everyone secretly rich back then or something? $3 for a movie? I'd go every single day. What happened? Did they just have more money than us?
Nope, their money was just bigger. Yours has been quietly shrinking your whole life. Right now. Tonight. While you sleep, a tiny bit of it quietly disappears.
Okay, that's a creepy thing to say to someone holding a piggy bank, Dad. Money doesn't shrink, Dad. A dollar is a dollar. Look, it's right here, same as always.
A dollar is always a dollar. That part's true. But the real question was never how many dollars you have. It's what each one can actually buy. And what a single dollar can buy has been slowly slipping for 100 years straight. Your dollar and your grandfather's dollar are not the same size. There's a name for it, inflation. And I'll warn you now, once you see it, you can't unsee it. You'll never look at a price tag or a piggy bank the same way again. Ready?
Now I'm nervous, but yeah, show me.
So let me show you the thing that's been quietly making almost everyone a little poorer, every single year, without anyone spending a cent, without anyone stealing a thing. It's the most polite robbery you'll ever meet. Inflation just means prices, on average, slowly drift upward over time, so each dollar buys a tiny bit less than it did last year. Not because the dollar changed in your hand, it looks identical, but because everything around it got a little more expensive. Same dollar, smaller world it can reach. That's the whole trick of it.
Okay, but prices going up a little, so what? A few cents? That doesn't sound scary. That sounds like rounding. Pennies.
It does. And that's exactly why it's so dangerous. It's too small to ever feel, until you stack 20 years of it on top of each other. Picture your money as an ice cube, just holding it in your hand. You don't drop it. You don't spend a cent of it. You do absolutely nothing wrong, and it still, slowly, melts away in your hand, drip by drip. That's inflation. The melt happens whether you touch it or not.
So even if I do nothing, I still lose? Just for holding it?
That's the trap most people never notice. Doing nothing is not actually doing nothing. Standing still is quietly going backwards.
That's kind of horrifying, honestly. So my money melts a little every night while I sleep.
Every night, a tiny bit. So slow you never see it happen, which is exactly why it gets almost everyone.
I liked it better when I didn't know this. Ignorance was cozy.
Most people stay cozy their whole lives, David, and it quietly costs them. You're about to learn the part that fixes it.
Okay, pause and guess with me. If you hid $1,000 under your mattress and came back in 20 years, how much would it still buy? The same? Half? Same? Or half? Or somewhere in between? There's no wrong guess. Most people get this very wrong, which is kind of the point. Comment your number right now before Dad completely ruins piggy banks for me forever. But wait, why do prices even go up? Is someone doing this? Is there a bad guy?
Good question. And there's no single villain, no evil guy in a tower raising prices. It's mostly two simple things working in the background. Let me show you both. 1. Sometimes there's just more money floating around in the world, but the amount of actual stuff stays the same. More dollars, all chasing the same pair of shoes. So the price tag on those shoes climbs just to catch up to all that extra money.
Oh, so if there is more money everywhere but the same number of shoes, the shoes just cost more.
Exactly. More money, more buyers, but the same shelf. So prices float up to meet all those extra dollars.
Got it. Too much money chasing too little stuff.
2. Sometimes the stuff itself gets harder or pricier to make. Fuel goes up, materials, wages, and all those costs roll downhill onto the price you pay. Usually, it's a mix of both at once. And here's the part most people miss. A little inflation is completely normal, even healthy. Slow, gentle price rises actually keep an economy moving. It's only too much, too fast, that turns into a real problem, when prices sprint and paychecks can't keep up.
So a little price creep is just normal life. A lot of it, fast, is the scary version.
You've basically got it. Now here's why it matters for that jar of yours. Okay, now the most important part of the whole episode, the scary half and the hopeful half, back to back. Watch closely.
Why do I feel like the scary half is about my piggy bank?
Your $1,000 hidden safely under the mattress. You feel responsible, smart even. 20 years go by, you pull it back out, and it still says $1,000. Every bill is right there. Nothing was stolen. But prices kept drifting up the whole 20 years. So that same $1,000 now only buys what about 500 buys today. Same number of bills, half the actual power. And it happened while it sat perfectly, completely still.
Half? It just lost half its power. For doing absolutely nothing wrong? It sat in a drawer. That's so unfair. I thought saving was the safe choice, the good kid choice.
That's the whole lesson, David. The thing nobody tells you. Safe cash isn't actually safe. Hiding money under a mattress doesn't protect it at all. Against inflation, standing perfectly still is slowly losing. You can lose money without anyone ever taking a cent. But now, the hopeful half. Take that exact same $1,000 and instead of hiding it, put it somewhere it grows. Now it's a race, a real one. Your money growing on one side, prices rising on the other, both climbing at once. And whoever wins that race decides whether future you gets richer or poorer. And if your money grows faster than prices rise, your buying power doesn't just survive. It actually grows. You beat the melt. The ice cube turns back into something bigger. That's the entire difference between getting quietly poorer and quietly richer while doing the same amount of nothing.
So just saving isn't enough. The money has to actually grow, faster than prices go up.
Exactly that. And here's the cleanest way to remember it. Saving protects the dollars, but growing protects what those dollars can actually buy. You need both. Save it, then don't let it sit there melting. So the real question becomes, what's the thing that makes money grow over time, all on its own, without you working a single extra hour for it? You already know this one. We've spent 3 whole episodes on it. It's the answer to almost everything we talk about.
Oh no, don't say it.
Compounding. It's always...
The chessboard. I know, Dad. It is always the chessboard.
Good. Then I've actually taught you something.
Same magic force from episode 1. Saving uses it to build. And now, it's how you outrun inflation too.
One force. It builds your savings, it powers debt against you, and it beats the melt. Master that one idea, and you understand most of money.
And then Dad went quiet. The good kind of quiet. He set down the receipt and picked up the faded little photo that was tucked behind it. It was him, way younger, with Mum, outside a tiny old cinema, both grinning like total idiots. I've never seen him look that nervous and that happy at the same time. Like the candy mattered less than just being there.
It did. That's the whole point of the money, really. Not the money.
Wait, that's your first date, with Mum, the $3 tickets, the 50-cent candy, this receipt. You kept the actual receipt.
That's the one. Best $3 I ever spent in my life. And see, that's the thing about money. It's never really about the money. I've kept that little receipt in the drawer for over 20 years. Not because of the money on it. Because of the night, the $3 tickets, the terrible candy, the fact that she said yes to a second date.
Funny, a little piece of paper that's all about money, prices, totals, a receipt. And the money turned out to be the least important part of the whole story.
Hold on to that thought, David. Money is the tool. It buys the tickets. But the night was never about the $3. But here's the grown-up secret hiding inside that 50-cent candy bar. The people who do well with money over a lifetime, they never leave it sitting perfectly still. They keep it moving, working, growing. Not because they're greedy, and not because they love spreadsheets, because they understand one simple thing you now understand too. The ice cube melts either way. Whether you're smart or not, Prices keep rising, so you might as well put your money somewhere it grows faster than it melts. That's the whole secret. That's it.
So they're not hoarding piles of cash. They're just not letting their money melt.
That's the whole secret. Keep it moving. Keep it growing. Stay ahead of the melt.
Huh, so my piggy bank, the thing I've been so proud of filling, it's not as safe, is it? I always thought a jar of money was the responsible thing, but it's more like a slowly leaking bucket. The money's technically still in there, it's just quietly getting smaller. Holding it isn't enough.
Now you know why we don't just store money, David. Storing it is how you lose it slowly. We plant it. We put it where it grows. A jar keeps your money the exact same size, while the whole world around it slowly gets more expensive. That's a quiet loss every year. A seed grows. It races the rising prices and pulls ahead. Same money, completely different ending. Store it, and it melts. Plant it, and it grows.
So, that $1,000 under the mattress for 20 whole years? It still says 1,000, but it might only buy closer to half of what it does today. Half gone for the crime of sitting still. What did you guess? Same or half? Tell me below. Be honest, no editing after. And here's a fun one. Tell me one thing that's way more expensive now than when you were little. A snack, a ticket, a game. I'll read the best ones next episode. And hey, that's our first 4 done. Compounding, budgeting, debt, and now inflation. The whole foundation. So I'm genuinely curious, which episode finally made money click for you? The chessboard, the jar, the credit card trap, the melting ice cube? Drop it below. And subscribe because Dad and I are honestly just getting started at this kitchen table. See you next time.